What's good, GI? It's UTXJG the Don, here with Ace, Ethos, and TBH. I know y'all been asking constantly since Friday, actually before Friday. Are we going to talk about the defenders? Are we going to talk about the defenders? Now, you know we going to talk about the defenders. So, let's get right into it. One thing that I do want to say before we actually get fully into the conversation is the defenders is something that I would definitely recommend watching the rest of the Marvel series. Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Daredevil, and the Iron Fist. The most important ones that I would say, though, if you don't want to go through the rest of them, is Daredevil and Iron Fist. Definitely the most important if you want to fully understand what's going on, but or get a better understanding as to what's going on. But I would definitely recommend to watch Luke Cage and Jessica Jones. Well, don't sleep on Jessica Jones. We told others before. Don't sleep on Jessica Jones. But getting into it, we're gonna start from the top of the Discord going down. Just overall thoughts. Did you like the Defenders? So we'll start off with Ace. What do you think?
I wasn't really necessarily one of those people that was super hyped about the Defenders, but I did expect something for it to be pretty good, and I actually was overall pretty happy with it. I mean, my likeness for all the characters, obviously being the Defenders, still felt true to each individual series. Out of all of them, I still didn't like Danny Rand from Iron Fist. He still was my least favorite of the Defenders. I actually preferred Jessica Jones way more. So when you say don't sleep on Jessica Jones is probably the best series outside of Daredevil, to be real with you. It was good to see Luke Cage back, and it was good to see Daredevil and everything along those lines. But overall, I was happy about the Defenders, and I thought it was pretty good. But mind you, I didn't go in there super hype, because I know there were some people that actually were actually disappointed about how the Defenders were. But yeah, overall, I thought it was cool.
Okay, Ethos.
I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was a little bit different than what I was expecting, because I guess compared to Ace, what Ace was saying, I definitely had like high expectations for it. But that's not to say I was disappointed. It was just different take than what I was expecting, but I still thoroughly enjoyed watching the entire series. I'd say compared to, especially after getting off of Iron Fist, I'm happy that they didn't try to push this like to like 13 or 25 episodes, because I feel like this was like the perfect amount to just get the point, get it done, and just to have them unite. And I really was happy that they didn't try to like make it 13 episodes and make it longer and spread things out that I really felt were unnecessary. So overall, I enjoyed it. I have a couple of gripes, but nothing that overall like just killed my enjoyment of it.
Very interesting. All right, TBH, what you think, man?
It was alright.
We had like a little small conversation in chat about it, so let's see where he's coming from. But so
It was
far,
like
been all right.
I'd place it. Let's see. Daredevil season 2 is still the best out of everything. So Daredevil was number 1 to me. Jessica is 2. Luke is 3. I put Defenders at 4. Like Iron Fist is still last.
I can
Defenders
agree
at
to
4.
that. I can agree to that.
Okay, did you like the 8 episodes? Yes, no.
The 8 episodes didn't bother me.
Okay.
So, like it got to the point pretty much. It didn't bother me.
Okay, for me, the Defenders was a little bit underwhelming. To be completely honest, it was definitely a little underwhelming. I felt like during the Defenders, this was really like the Iron Fist continuation more than anything. And that kind of pissed me off because I don't like Danny Rand. I still don't like him. I still feel like his Iron Fist is simply a gimmick.
Yeah.
I was surprised by how heavy it's well documented. Pretty much Iron Fist.
They focused on him,
and they focused on him a lot. I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
I think personally, I think they did that on purpose because, let's be real, the Iron Fist series is probably the weakest out of all of them. And
Probably,
a lot of
is.
people, and a lot of things were missed upon for Danny's like character development. I think we talked. Go watch the previous one where we talked about Iron Fist to get an idea. But I feel like a lot of character development was missed in Iron Fist, and I think that if they unfortunately used the Defenders to like compensate for that character development. But like you guys said, I still don't like Danny Rand. I found him, especially early on. I came to like him when they were all together. I tend to not be annoyed by him anymore. But
He got on my nerves.
He was getting on my nerves.
He's a one-dimensional bumbling idiot.
Yeah, like we got to do it this way. We can't.
I
we gotta,
will
we
say-
gotta fight that.
I am thinking more to Iron Fist.
No, it's like, yo, let's go get something to eat. Let's go get some tacos. I have to defeat the hand. It's like,
yeah, like nigga.
He's like, can you chill out, bro?
yeah,
Right.
It's just too one-dimensional.
Are you
See,
guys
that's-
going against me now? Like,
See,
nigga,
that's the problem though. Is like he had moments where he was different than that, right? Like so when they went to the Chinese place, like he was the most different compared to all of them. He was,
And
most,
that's when I liked him.
optimistic, and that's when I liked him. I was at his best. I was like, yo, I like him now. But then when he's got obsessive about, oh, I gotta stop the hand. Specifically, I think the Defenders got to his really low point when all of a sudden now Danny Rand feels like I gotta fight these dudes now. Like I'm just gonna get mad at them for no reason and fight them just because they won't let me fight the hand. It's like it got very frustrating right there when Danny Rand just decides, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to fight y'all.
He was acting like a
I don't know
spoiled
y'all.
brat.
He
That's
really
what it
was.
He was acting like a
He
spoiled
was.
brat.
Yeah,
Agreed.
that's the problem.
Agreed.
Yeah.
It really got to the point where honestly, like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, and even at times Daredevil could have not even been in the damn in the Defenders. Period. Like it just felt like. Because that was the focus. The Hand wanted Danny Rand. They wanted the Iron Fist. We saw why exactly they wanted him towards the end. But, like, this was really his story. Like, that's what they wanted. They didn't really care about anything else. The only reason why Daredevil was connected was because of, obviously, Elektra. And Luke Cage was only connected because he wanted to save a kid from Harlem. And Jessica Jones only connected because of the person who she was attached to investigate.
Architect.
Yeah, the architect.
To be honest with you, if I was going to be at 100%, if I could be 100% sure or honest, I think Defenders is the strongest in its first 5 episodes. Like I really thought like it was really good in the beginning. I felt I liked the pattern it had. But then when they joined forces a little bit after that, I think it was like episode 5-ish, 6-ish, yeah, around 6. Things start to fall apart, mainly because what you pointed out, JG, is it makes sense. Like I feel like if you could pace all the characters like where they are and in the story and so forth, by the time they hit 6, it feels like what is it? Daredevil, Danny, or Iron Fist, and Colleen are like the focus. Like they are the highlighted focus. And it feels like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage get left behind, essentially. Because I can't justify in my mind, it seems like they have the strongest motivations to keep fighting. But at a certain point, like Jessica Jones honestly has the worst. Like, and she expresses this, but she has the
Jessica
worst
was there for
reason.
comic relief.
She was there,
Yeah.
exactly. They were playing her.
She was
Her motivation was very weak from a standpoint of like, why would she go this far for it? And Luke Cage, same thing with Luke Cage as well.
No,
And
I
then
think
Luke
it
was
Cage
just
was
kind of
really
there.
Harlem.
He was just
Yeah.
kind of there to school Danny.
I just felt like he was just
There was a
to
great
shit.
moment about white privilege in that one.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
absolutely,
For sure.
Absolutely.
And then he schooled him again towards the end when he had him tied up and shit. So it's like if I can say there's one thing I did, like you could see that bond starting to grow. And it's like I saw IG and they made one suggestion. I kind of agree with them. I would like for them to do a season 2 of Luke Cage, season 2 of Iron Fist, but no season 3 for both of them. Instead, bring them together and do Heroes for Hire for season 3.
I
think
can
that
agree to
makes
that. Yeah, it does.
Don't care.
But I think I think the pacing issues stem from. I agree with you. The first few episodes were great, and then that scene where he shows up in the he figures out that the hand the hand is running his actual business, and he shows up, and then Luke Cage and they group up and they start fighting. I was
That's
like, all
when
right, this shit is about to
That
get
was
lit.
fire,
It kinda
yeah.
just
Yeah.
it just
Mhm.
deflates after that, and I think the reason is because the way that the beginning, the first episode, it sets things up. What was the chick's name that was the main villain for the majority of the show before Elektra shows up?
You talk about Alexandria?
Alexandra.
Yeah, the white chick.
Alexandra?
Yeah, one of the leader of the hand. All right, so
Yeah.
right at the beginning, we got a plot twist, which I was like, oh, this is about to be lit. When she finds out she has cancer, they didn't say she had cancer, but it was
But not
obvious.
cancer. She had a low blood count. Her red blood count.
Well, she was dying. She was
Yeah,
dying.
she was
Basically,
dying.
So
yeah,
that
she
was
was
a
dying.
plot twist right on the first episode.
Yep.
And to me, that set the pace. I was like, oh, this bitch about to
Do
fucking
some crazy- do
turn up
anything.
because she
Right,
knows
yeah.
she's about to die.
She's
and-
desperate.
It never pans out. I thought so. It was like, what was the point of even putting her in that she was dying?
I
Alright,
think
so
it was
since-
because
No, go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Since you got to that point, yeah, let's definitely
I was gonna say
segue.
something.
Let's go ahead, Ace, before I continue.
Well, if you're gonna talk about why she like they were showing that she was dying and everything like that, or she was sick at the beginning, it makes more sense. Like I think like around like episode 6 or 7, like after they utilized all the rest of their resources to bring back the Black Sky, aka
Well, that was one of my,
That doesn't
another one of my
make sense,
gripes.
though.
Nah,
Yeah,
that entire plot point was actually probably the worst
What
part
was
of
the
the show.
purpose of
to
the
me.
Black Sky? Like,
They never explained what the Black Sky was. She comes back as Elektra. I thought it would make sense to me if Elektra came back. And not only did she have her ninja skills, but she could shoot laser beams out her eyes, do all this crazy
Have
superpower
extra
shit.
powers.
Yeah,
instead of
she was
just
just
fighting.
Elektra. So why did they call her the Black Sky? They never explained that.
well, didn't they allude
Oh, yeah,
to that like in the for Daredevil? Though
yes. In
yeah, they
season
talked
two,
about
they
it.
allude
Yeah,
that
they
she's,
They talked
she's
about
a
it.
host to somebody.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay. But then they say that she was actually the prophecy of Alexandria. For whatever reason, Alexandria had a fascination for the Black Sky. Only to
Like a
find
sick
out she
fascination.
was just lonely.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's
like-
Pretty
what it was.
much, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just like-
exactly what it was. She
So-
wanted a child. She wanted a child. That's where you can
So
tell.
I'm just
every
like,
time-
oh man, it just
That's
doesn't.
And that's
Yeah.
why they saw this. That's why you saw the scenes in her in like the bedroom and everything like that. Like come in as a motherly figure and say, "Hey, I need you to go
My
do
child,
this.
yeah.
You're my child," and everything.
You
along
are
those lines.
everything.
Yeah, you are everything. And plus, like she knew what was riding on this because with the other members of the hand, like she said that this is what we need to do. We need to go behind the behind Elektra because we just got to do it, and it ended up costing her life at the end.
So this is the thing. Alexandra had a totally different focus than everybody else.
Yeah, that was obvious, yeah.
Let's talk about this before we even get to like what's going on with the hand. So, was I the only one that was kind of tripping that the hand, a group from Kunlun, that ended up getting outcast, 5 of them? How the hell did Alexandra, of all the people, end up becoming the leader?
See, I was thinking about that as well too, fam. Like I
I didn't want to say nothing, but I was like, why is the
Bruh,
Yeah,
bruh.
yeah.
Nah,
don't think
I
it
was
because of race or
tripping.
anything like that. I was tripping about it though, but it showed
It was
that,
2
like,
Asians, a Puerto Rican,
And an African man, like, come on, yo.
Yeah, and then you can
No,
tell
the African dude wasn't a part of the hand, was he? I
Yes,
thought
he
he
was.
was.
No, he
I thought
clearly
he
was.
was.
He
He
was.
was. He
It's
was
5
part of the
fingers
hand.
of the hand, my guy.
The
5
5 fingers of the
fingers.
hand.
Oh,
there.
For some reason, I was thinking that was Alex's right hand.
No, nah.
He was part of the hand. He
It was.
one of the
It's a Wande Bakudo, Madame Gal, Alexandra, and I forgot the other guy's name.
Yeah.
Can we just acknowledge how badass Madame Gal is?
Madame Gal.
Like they had,
she
they
should
had
have
her
been the leader.
lit.
She
She
should
should
have.
have
I
been
thought
the
she was
leader.
the leader.
She,
I
no,
did.
no.
She felt like she fit the
Her
leader
char-
part better.
Her
Than,
character and is so strong, and how she was in that, she definitely should have been.
I
the
want to
leader.
know what kind of
to give
Jedi
her, to give her
powers she
credit,
got.
the mistake is they introduce this new character. She gets no time to develop at all. She gets literally 1, 2, 3 episodes max to develop her, and then but the thing is, you think of like Madame Gao has been involved in the universe since Daredevil season 2. That's when she first appeared.
They were propping her up like she was the leader, basically.
Right.
But then
Yeah,
you find
yeah.
out she's just a pawn. But it's like she reoccurs every single series outside of.
Oh
Luke
yeah,
Cage.
she was the strong. She had the strongest presence.
She's the
for
only.
sure.
She's the most consistent character outside of
She was
Claire.
the strongest
So
presence.
why
Like
they didn't
she
make
was
her
the
leader
one
blows my
that
mind.
she was the one that had Danny Rand shook the whole time, getting in his head, telling him about his parents and like how
She had
terrible of a person he.
Daredevil scared
She
too.
had Daredevil-
Right,
she had
Yeah,
Daredevil
yeah,
too.
Madame Gal was there. She was that chick, yo, and all of a sudden,
She
no,
should've-
she's answering to Alexandra. What?
It didn't make any sense. And then when they had this scene when she was confronting her, like saying, "This is the vision that I had for all of us. We should do this." And Alexandra was like, "No, we need to trust the Black Sky." And then when Madame Gal walked away, and she was like, "You know what? You guys were right with the other members of the hand. Like they knew that they needed to overthrow Alexandra, and the fact that Elektra killed her." They were actually low key happy about that.
Yeah.
I did not see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't. I honestly
Nah,
didn't. I didn't see her
I didn't-
doing it.
I
I didn't see
that
her
was-
doing it.
I
That was
expected
the
Gal
highlight
to
of the
do it.
show. That was the
Yeah.
highlight of the show.
That's why I was like,
Yeah.
oh shit, because I thought it was Gal was gonna kill her, or they were just joking they were gonna kill her themselves. But like to see her do it, I thought, oh, she's working with Gal now. But when she was like, no, y'all work for me, I was like, do they? Do
Right.
they have to really obey you? What are you gonna do at most? Kill them? Like, what's?
Right.
Oh, that's another thing. Why does Elektra care? Don't you think she would have turned to the good side once she regained her? Like, I don't understand why would she still be evil
Whoa.
after she regained
She
her?
was never
Remember-
really good, though.
Yes, I was gonna say, if you remember Daredevil season 2, like that
But
was
why
like,
help the hand? Why still
but
follow
here,
the hand's
she
goal?
was doing it for her own personal gain too. That's how she was internally. That's why with her doing all the killing and everything like that, even in Daredevil season 2, that's how she always was. So when Daredevil was actually trying to convince Elektra to not be like that and just try to help save the city, she was having conflictions already because she was like, I like to help, but I actually like to kill. And that was Daredevil's thing, to try to not kill. And that's why it showed so well in the Defenders. And like her being a Black Sky is perfect. That's her that's how she feels internally. That's how she likes to get down. So once she was able to reclaim everything, she called Daredevil, hey Maddie, and everything like that. Like she was back in love with him again, but she's still gonna go fuck shit up.
Pretty much.
Oh, I will give my biggest gripe in the entire show. All right. So this shit infuriated me. Like, this was probably the thing that really had me like scratching my head and had me tilted. Okay, the scene that Ace was talking about where she says hi Maddie, the one thing that annoyed me in the entire series, so the scene where she basically 1v5s them all, or 5 or 4, it's 5, she 1v5s and beats them all. Explain to me, how was Danny Rand knocked out?
Yeah, I
How
didn't
did
understand
she
that.
Luke Cage?
How do you hurt
Bro,
one?
she knocked
one-
out everybody, man.
That's right. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand that.
But the thing that had me confused was literally while she was fighting, you hear Danny Rand yelling, Luke, or yelling, help her, or help me, because she thought that Stick was gonna kill him. And then when Stick fails and she kills Sticks, then
Wait,
he's
was it
yelling,
the
help.
incense? Was it the incense
He
that
was
maybe
still
knocked
awake.
him out? But
That happened before because Sticks was walking over him and Danny Rand was away from the insect, so he still should have been able. He was still conscious, and so only Luke Cage was not. And remember, Luke Cage woke up too a little bit, and so I don't understand how that all happened.
yeah, so like he said, he don't get that. So
That was the one thing I never understood is how was he knocked out before she grabbed him and dipped out? Because Danny would have fought her off. I don't think Danny would just let her pick him up and just go away with him.
I don't know. Do you
Yeah.
think like it just ended up getting to him? Like the incense ended up just traveling to
I
him
think
at
that's
that
what,
specific
I
point?
think
guess
that
they
may have
just
been it.
Secondhand hat.
Yeah, right. Something like
Pretty
that.
much.
I
Pretty
guess.
much.
But for whatever reason, I guess Black Sky's not affected by it, of course.
Yeah.
Black
so
Sky's not affected by anything but love. So.
Pretty much. So going back to the hand before we move on. So Alexandra, she just wanted to live, like, cause she was dying. So she obviously wanted to live. She needed more of the substance, what they called it, in order to continue living. Everybody else, at the end of the day, they just wanted to go back to Kunlun, and they made that perfectly clear. So they were about to, start a coup against Alexandra. But I wanted to actually see Alexandra fight. We only saw her do one thing whenever Elektra was trying to attack her once they first revived her, but we didn't see anything else. And I'm like, damn, like I would have at least liked to
She
see
got the
like
cottonmouth treatment.
I'm like, why are you the leader? Like, can you at least fight? Everybody else is fighting, but you're not fighting. You're just sitting there watching everything go.
They said that too. Like they were like, "Oh, is our fearless leader gonna be able to fight alongside of us again?"
Right. Still didn't do it.
She was like, "Right." She was like, "I'll do what I need to do." Like pretty much.
So I was irritated with that part too. I just it was messed up. But Kudo ended up coming back again. He's one of the 5 fingers of the hand as well. They used a resource on him too. So that's how he ended up coming back, and he still had that conflict with Colleen. He was still trying to recruit her, and the other members of the hand were trying to get on him because of that. But it was, I don't know. I just felt like that was poorly executed with the whole Alexandra thing. That's the one thing that I truly didn't like. Besides Danny Rand, of course.
Definitely been the leader.
Madame Gal was going in when I was, bruh. She's walking with a cane. You telling me, Alexandra, you can't fight, but Madame Gal can sit up here and fight and was going and was going. Yeah, bruh. She got the force, bruh.
She's a Sith Lord.
I'm like,
Throwing some
okay,
men at
Madame
people,
Gal.
boy. Throwing some men at fucking Luke Cage. I was like, oh my god.
Oh, and then
She did escape though, right? She was the one to escape.
She
Yeah,
lived.
she did. Yeah, she lived.
So I low key was kind of happy about it because I know like she's gonna be that one. Like she gonna bring some turmoil for sure.
Yeah.
And then the other member of the 5 fingers, Murakami, the one who likes to hunt and stuff. I thought that he was gonna be more of a badass too. He kind of ended up going out kind of like a sucker too. He ended up getting thrown out the elevator.
He went out like a complete sucker. I was like, nigga, what?
I was expecting a little bit more from him, but he didn't pan out It's more.
Yeah, they
as
hyped
much
him
as I thought.
up.
They
said,
hyped
he
him up
comes to
OD.
war. Oh, and things are gonna get dirty. Get really bad if this guy enters.
right.
Yeah,
Like
they're
yeah, you
cleaning
don't.
his hands.
Right,
and
he's supposed to
everything
be like
that
the
from
cleanup
bear.
man. Yeah.
This man clearing out a fucking bear. And what does he do? This nigga pulls out a baton. I was like, oh my god.
Right.
I was so disappointed by his weapon of choice. I was like, nigga, what are you
Electra
doing?
fucked him up too when he was when they were on the roof, and that's really when she started recognizing Daredevil, and she was like, "Whoa, wait, what?" Like that was kind of surprising.
Yeah, so I was just again. That's why I just said it was underwhelming. I just didn't understand that whole hierarchy as far as the hand goes.
Right,
But
I'm
I'm
a Stick too.
Oh, let's talk about
Stick?
Stick.
Stick.
What was his shit?
Hey, so
Fucking
can
shit.
we admit that I was kind of resourceful for the nigga to cut his hand off to get away? I was not expecting that shit. I thought that low key was like.
I knew he would do
I mean,
it.
he an old
no,
man.
Kill that old man.
But no, he pissed me off still. And like he pissed me off just like in Daredevil. He pissed me off now. Like that nigga's always up to something. He already has something alternative that he needs to do. Like nigga, just go away. Like fam,
He
like,
only
go
shows up just to
away.
fuck shit off. That's all.
Yeah,
he does.
And he
and
gets
that's
on my
exactly why
nerves.
Daredevil was acting how he was
He's a
acting.
wild card. Yeah, he's literally the wild card. Every single time you see him appear, you're like, oh yeah, he's gonna fuck up the timeline. Here we
He's like,
go.
nope, don't listen to him. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
And Luke is
Yeah.
like, he was like, wait a minute. He like, he told me more than any of y'all told me, so we go sit here and listen. Little did he know. Little did he know.
I'm curious to know, like, I feel like in the show, one of my criticisms, they keep downplaying all the heroes' strengths. Like, the only one I feel like is really getting fleshed out in terms of their abilities, and it's easy to do him, is because he's grounded, is Daredevil. Daredevil with his just basic hand-to-hand, and then they're always playing up his ability of his super reflexes and his ability to hear things from, like, far away. So, like, they're showing the full scope of his abilities. But like I always feel like Luke Cage is just there to block bullets with his stomach. Fucking the only time we really get to see Jessica do anything is like in the last episode when
What
she
does Jessica
pulled the,
do?
She has super strength.
I mean,
She
yeah,
has
she has
super
super strength
strength.
as well. But
But that's
Yeah,
the
she has
problem.
super strength.
And
Is
I
she
was
not
like,
just a copy
you didn't
of
even
Luke Cage?
you probably
See?
didn't even know that. Like
Yeah, that's why they were
show
showing
it
her on there.
till she
They were
catches
showing
the
her.
elevator. And it's like they're always
Like-
downplaying their ability.
They
I
downplayed
get-
Jessica Jones, though. That makes sense.
They
she's
really
the, she's the
did.
laughing. She's the laughing stock of the defenders.
Like she's
They-
really
they were playing her.
powerful, but they don't ever really let her show it. Like, because
She's just as strong as Luke.
She's like Luke,
Yeah, but she's
but
not
she
bulletproof
can't
though.
bulletproof. But they don't. That's the problem. They don't explain how far her power can go. Like, can she block bullet? Can she survive a bullet?
No,
Can
I
she
don't-
die
I
if you
don't-
shoot her in the head? Like, this is not none of this. Like, they explain this all with Luke. Like, Luke got shotgun to the face. Like, they show to extent of his strength. That's why I think.
Well, I
Luke
mean,
is
in their
stuck out
show,
some
she was
more.
like she lifted the car and like she can lift cars. She's got
Oh.
super strength.
Luke can
She's got
lift
super
cars
strength.
too.
The
But
point
she's
I'm
not-
making is she's more badass than they try to allude to.
I agree.
Yeah, and that's why her series ended up being really,
These
really
are
good.
really
I feel like no, but you know what
Wow.
though? I will say that Luke Cage though, they did like they went into this. They didn't go into his full ability, but at the same time,
They gave him more.
they showed it up for sure. Like he wasn't just there like you know, bouncing bullets off his chest and everything like that. Like I mean, the nigga just can't fight against ninjas, but everything else like you see how he was able to do, and like they show it in all the episodes that he's like featured in. So I didn't feel like he was left
It
out.
just confused me when the fights broke out, and that's what I mean by they're downplaying powers. I don't care if the hand is full of ninjas and shit. None of them can physically hurt Luke Cage. Like they're gonna sit there and play. It showed Danny.
Pretty much.
This is bad writing. Danny physically could not hurt him with all that ninjutsu until he pulled his chi out. Correct.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
I don't care if 10 ninjas is on him. He cannot get hurt by them. And they
He
were
could have done
showing
the
him
whole
getting,
defenders.
yeah,
by
he could have
himself.
done the whole defender. Like Luke Cage is that nigga, and they're hella downplaying his powers. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
But again,
Maybe
I feel like
he
this
didn't
goes
want to be
back.
the focus.
Yeah, this goes back to the focus being Danny Rand. They wanted him to essentially be the focal point. They wanted him to be the one that, oh, you see what his powers is, and the hand needs his powers in order to break open that wall in order to get to the substance. That was
It was,
literally
it was Danny and Daredevil. It was clearly those two were the main focus out of everybody.
Yep.
We can agree to that. It was Danny and it was Daredevil. That's what it was.
And then another thing that I have a problem with them whole downplaying the abilities is it was clear at the end of the season that they're setting up Misty Knight to get her bionic arm.
Yeah, she finally
She
finally got it cut
it's
off.
obvious
Yeah.
now when she got that arm cut off.
Right.
My thing is like, are
Yeah.
you gonna really give her the bionic arm, and you gonna really let her like be powerful and shit, or are we just gonna put a piece of metal on her damn arm and then
Yeah.
it's just gonna be there? Like,
Yeah,
is she
they
gonna really
mentioned
be
it
the
with,
Black Widow?
Yeah, they mentioned with Danny Rand though about how
said-
they could give her state
He
of the
said,
art.
we have resources.
We have the resources.
And she was
We
like,
can
basically,
rebuild
Danny owns a hospital. So
Right.
So they're gonna. I feel like they're gonna do it.
They're gonna give her power. I don't know how. Like it's probably
No, but I'm saying, how are they gonna actually display her power, or are they just
it's
gonna
not
give
gonna
her
be
metal
anything.
armor?
Well, I think they made. I know people asked her because like I was looking like stuff up for the character who the Simone Missick, I believe is the character's the actual person's name.
Said you was stalking her IG.
Yeah, that's it. They actually asked her like talking about a possible spinoff. So that could be a lead up for that as well. So with having the bionic arm and like if they're gonna do her character justice. So I mean we'll see.
Yeah, because her and Colleen have a comic book. So yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I didn't know that. Okay. It's
Yeah, they have their own crime fighting duo.
Yep.
Comic line.
Okay. All right.
That's probably why they kept playing up Colleen a lot in the show too.
Yeah. Of
Makes
course.
sense. That definitely makes sense. So, TBH already said what his order is for all of the Marvel series so far. So we'll start off with Ace again. What do you rate the series so far, including the the Defenders?
Honestly, I mean, I know everybody's gonna be like, we have to agree with TBH, but no, on seriously though, how he labeled it and ordered it is perfect. Like that's how I would see it because I still don't like Danny Rand. Like he is annoying. He gets on my nerves. He's very childlike. He has a linear way of thinking. And even when after what, like everybody came to him and was like, hey, we're gonna try to do this. The hand is making you guys come against me. We're supposed to be a team. Like da 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 da. Like nigga, shut up. Like I couldn't get over that. So I do think like I said, I wasn't hyping the Defenders up, but I definitely did thought it was pretty dope, and I was okay with it. I thought it was good, but I definitely didn't think it was the top tier. Daredevil season 2 will always be on top. Then I would say Jessica Jones, and then Luke Cage, and then the Defenders, and then Iron Fist.
Okay,
So that would be
same
my
order.
grind.
Same order.
Yeah, same exact order.
Ethos, do you agree?
Which one was this one?
He said Daredevil season 2, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Defenders, Iron Fist.
I'm a low key. I like Jessica Jones the most. Her series. But
can-
It's crazy that all of
I'm
us like
enough for
Jessica Jones. 'cause
Jessica
I've heard a lot-
Jones is good.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying I've heard a lot of
seen
people say they hate it.
Yeah, when in the last thing when we talked about Iron Fist, I've seen a lot of people apparently say they think Jessica Jones is the worst, which I just think it's a different type of series. Like, it's probably compared
It's
to
a
all of
psychological
them,
detective.
it's the
Yeah,
most
exactly.
it was probably the show that has the most depth and the most amount of I don't want to say violence, but I'd say the darkness of the show is just as
Creativity.
deep as Daredevil.
It's
Yeah, the creativity of
creativity,
it's
like
depth.
fucking with your mind.
I don't
and
care what
everything
nobody
like that.
says.
Like,
I
thought it was-
personally, Jessica Jones had the best villain out of all these other series. I still think
She had the best villain, yeah.
She had the best villain. Yeah,
That
yeah,
dude
yeah,
was
that's
like-
agreed.
like that. He nailed her villain perfectly because I didn't know who Kilgrave was, but they made me hate him. So they nailed him perfectly. And I like Luke Cage, but I feel like still Daredevil's better than it. So Daredevil season 2, I would say Jessica Jones, Daredevil.
I feel like Luke Cage is just fun. It's just fun.
Yeah, Luke
superhero.
Cage is after
Luke Cage
that.
is dope.
And then I'd say like Defenders is literally like the feeling I got at the last portion of Luke Cage. Like it's right there for me. Like it's still enjoyable, it's still fun, but like you could definitely like if you actually like sit down and you think about what you watch, there's definitely like points where you're just like, what? Why'd they do that? Like
It feels
doesn't-
rushed a little bit.
Yeah, some parts feel a little rushed. Other parts like I don't feel like I will say they did do pretty good about they did a good job of like making sure the main four at least got like screen time, and I feel like none of them really like just got thrown away to the side for the most part outside of the whole like motivation thing. But I feel like their lines were good, they were different. They were in a way they're in my opinion they're an inverse of the Avengers. So like everything that the Avengers movie was, I feel like Defenders is like like looking at an opposite like mirror version of them, which I thought was cool.
The
I saw
situation was escalated, but it was still very grounded.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause I think
exactly.
the cool thing, somebody brought it up, I forgot, but it's like it seems like all the characters, the way that they work together and stuff like that, it's very inverse of how the first Avengers was. And then another cool thing that somebody brought up, I think, was somebody said it's interesting how the Avengers, their threat came from the sky, but for the Defenders it came from below. So it's like it's some very interesting righty quirks of what they did to like make a
Yeah, they were basically fighting the
Yeah.
Illuminati.
basically,
Pretty much,
they
much.
basically fought the Illuminati for this whole thing.
Influence all from underground.
Right, all of it came from underground. I think it's interesting now to see how the hand recovers from this, considering Madame Gao is the last person standing. They of course did some Deus Ex Machina to get whatchamacallit back alive, which there's no way. We'll get to that, but we knew he was gonna die. They were gonna
pretty much, right?
We knew that. If he had died, I would have been genuinely surprised.
What do you mean by that?
Or it's a convenient plot that can't really be explained about why a person survives when they shouldn't survive and some other sort of stuff.
It was kind of explained if you were paying attention.
I don't think it was. It was literally just I'm gonna die underneath a pile of rubble, and then all of a sudden he gets up. I know who the person is that saves him. I know who that is.
No, he right before the building comes down, he ingests the bone of the dragon that was underground, and it made him invulnerable.
Who?
Ew, I didn't think that. I didn't think that.
You had to go back. Did you have to go back and look at that again, or did you peep that?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I watched it twice because I.
Okay, that's why. That's why.
So I'm not gonna be honest. Near the end, I was like very tired. I was just.
I was tired, so I had to watch it twice. But it's one of those things you had to pay attention to. Now, who pulled him out the building? I don't know.
Yeah, even so, I mean, you could be invulnerable, but to be under again, this is another issue. Even you could be invulnerable, but that doesn't give you like super strength. He doesn't have super strength, so to be under all that rubble, it's still like hopefully they'll explain it in the next Daredevil, which, like you said, we'll explain during the ending.
Maybe Elektra used her body to show them some shit.
I swear to God, Elektra better be dead. I don't want.
Yeah, I think I'm done with her.
She's a savage.
No, she needs to be gone.
So I would have to agree with you all. It's funny because we always say Daredevil season 2. We don't really mention we say Daredevil season 2 is number 1. Then we go from there. I like Luke Cage a lot just because it was super black. Like it was just like last year was just hey, bro. I don't care, yo. 2016 was black as fuck, and I loved it. I loved every minute of it.
You're a racist.
You know what I'm saying, son? Luke Cage, Harlem all day, 110.
Yo, rap soundtrack.
But no, I definitely had to agree. Daredevil was number 1, Jessica Jones 2, Luke Cage 3, Defenders 4, Iron Fist dead last. Boo boo. I didn't like Iron Fist. So yeah, that's gonna be my order. So overall rating out of 10, TBH, what do you give the Defenders?
I give it a 7.
7. All right, Ethos.
Yeah, 7. Or I give it a 7 if for the first time, but I'm pretty sure if I rewatch it again, it'd probably end up being like a 6.5 or a 6.
Oh, wow.
If I watched it
such a difference.
Yeah. I mean, that goes from like good to like above average. Like I guess that's the difference. It's it just depends on what you want out of it. That's what I'll say.
True. Ace.
I actually was gonna give it a 6.5. Like I liked it, it was cool and everything like that. But then like Ethos had brought up too earlier on in an episode, like how the first 4 or 5 episodes everything was cool, but once they actually found out the hand was behind everything, Danny Rand comes through and they all come together, it just kind of went downhill from there. So that's probably why I give it a 6.5.
Okay. Well, I had to agree. 6.5 from me. Because I got pissed off again after talking about this, man.
We do this every time. Every time we start, if you notice the same thing with Iron Fist, we were like, oh, I think it was all right. It was pretty good. And then we end up at later in the night, this shit was trash.
Yeah, it wasn't super trash, but it was just underwhelming for me. I just wish, I gotta wish it had more than 8 episodes. That's just me, though. I kind of wanted to see at least 10.
10 would have been cool, but... Yeah, 13. No,
at least we got to
like a happy medium.
Yeah, at least we got to finish it quicker. So that's I can say that. But I just wish some things were a little bit different in here. But that's pretty much what our thoughts are about the Defenders. If y'all want to be a part of this conversation in the future, think about getting on the Patreon, supporting us. You can definitely be in more conversations like this. Talking about the Defenders. I didn't mention it before, but of course there were spoilers, so I'll make sure I mention that as well somewhere in the comments. So for all y'all don't get butthurt, about the spoiler, because you know how we do. Other than that, make sure that y'all subscribe, comment, do all that other shit. Any other notes from y'all busters before we dip?
Man, that ending scene, season 3 might be lit. who knows?
For Daredevil.
Yeah, because
That's
Cool.
late if you don't know, the nun they called for, that's his mom.
Right.
Oh,
So, yeah, that's gonna
Okay.
be very interesting. I'm very curious to see what OP ass shit she got. Because maybe
What's
that's where
her
she
name?
got all the good genes.
Also, don't forget this later this year. I'm gonna assume probably the fall it's gonna come out. The Punisher. We got the Punisher too.
Yep.
oh yeah.
You never know. That might take
That-
over Daredevil. Because to be
that
honest,
mi-
season
that
2 of
might-
Daredevil, I only liked
was-
it because of Punisher.
Right.
No,
it
wait,
was
no, no, no,
low-key
no,
the
no,
Punisher.
no. TVH, we thought it was gonna be trash, dog.
Huh?
Remember?
Huh?
Remember? We had
No, I said no. I never said I thought it was gonna be trash. I said
trash.
I could.
You said,
I said it could have a problem if there's no character development.
You said no. You said, oh, what they gonna do with Punisher? They're just gonna have this nigga go the entire time. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna
Yeah, I
start
agree.
shooting people.
Yeah, I agree. No, if they don't do
Yeah,
nothing
yeah.
but that, then it's trash. But
So what do you think based off of the, I guess, an update on our opinion? What do you think after seeing that little teaser of it at the end?
I don't know what to think. I just hope it's good. That's all.
Right.
Sure.
But I agree. It has potential to be either really good or really trash. I don't think it's going to be anywhere between for the Punisher.
Right.
I feel that.
True. All right, yo. So, yeah, when the Punisher comes out, be expecting another discussion about that for sure. And then what we got? Thor. So I think that's the next
cares?
Marvel thing coming up. Bro, we gotta watch it. Gotta talk about it. I don't care if you don't like it. We gotta talk about it. So we'll be there for that. So other than that, man, we'll holler at y'all later. Peace.
Peace.